Okay, this is part 2 of how to graph a line given different things like points and slopes. So this is just for review. What if this is so much like I'm looking at your homework, probably number 3. Okay, start at this point. They have to give you a point to get started at. So put your point right there. Remember, this is your x and this is your y. So you're going to go over 1 on the x, and you're going to go up 2 on the y and make a little point. So have a point to start. Now here's your slope. They give you a slope. Remember, slope is defined as rise over run, and you're like, but it's not a fraction. We'll make it a fraction. Remember, you can take any number and write it as a fraction. Just put that number over 1. So look, you're going to rise 3 and you're going to run 1. You have to decide what direction you're going to run. Because it's negative, I'm going to run to the left. Okay, so I'm going to start here at my point. I'm going to go up 3, 1, 2, 3, and to the left 1, and make my little point right there. Now, I can't really go up again or I'm going to run out, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to go down 3, but then I have to go to the right 1. So there's my point. So there's my nice line right there. Okay, that's how you do those. Okay, so let's try another one. What if they give you 2 points? What if they give you these points right here? 3, -1, and the point -1, 3. Is that what they do? Okay, and they want you to find the slope between these 2 points. Okay, there's a lovely formula that looks like this. You can take your y's and subtract them, and take your x's and subtract them. Okay, notice it's a fraction because slope is usually a fraction. You know, it's rise over run. And you think about it, your rise is your y-axis. It's your up and down. Okay, so look at your y values. Here they are. Take your y's and subtract them. So I'm going to take -1 minus 3. Okay, and then on the bottom, I'm going to take my x's and subtract them. So I'm going to do 3 minus a -1. 3 minus a -1. Hardest thing here is to watch your signs. Well, -1 minus 3 is what? A -4. These become a plus. 3 plus 1 is 4. So my slope is going to be -1. Okay? So that's how you find the slope given 2 points. All right. Let's see here. So let's do, this is actually from Algebra 2. This is from 20C. This is number 7. And they give me, this is 20C, number 7. They give you these 2 points. Let me write them down real quick. They say find the slope and the intercept. Now you could graph this and kind of figure out the slope that way, but that's probably not a good habit. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this little formula that I just gave you. We're going to take your y values. That's the second numbers. Okay, remember this is your x and this is your y, and we're going to subtract them. So we're going to do -1 minus 5. Okay, taking your y's and subtracting them all over. Then take your x's and subtract them. 5 minus 1. Well, -1 minus 5 is what? -6. 5 minus 1 is 4. There's your slope. Now I can reduce that. So if 2 goes into both those, that's going to give me what? A -3/2. So right here is your slope. Equals my slope. Now, it also tells you to find the y-intercept. Now, you could graph this and hope to find the y-intercept, but there is another way to do it. Take this equation that you know. Okay. We know our slope. This little m stands for your slope. Right there, that's -3/2. And right below the m, I know that's -3/2. What I want is my y-intercept. That's my b. I don't know what this is. So take either point. They give you a point. I'm going to just pick either one of them. You're going to get the same answer. I'm going to pick this one. Remember, this is a x, and this is a y on your line. So your x is 1, your y is 5. So right here where I see a y, I'm going to substitute in 5. What do we say? X is 1, so I'm going to substitute that in, plus b, and then just solve. Well, -3/2 times 1 is negative 3 halves. Move this to the other side. You can use your calculator, okay, if you need to, but you're going to do 5 plus 3 halves. See, it's a minus on this side, so when you move to the other side, it's a plus. I don't have my calculator handy, so I'm going to find a common denominator. That's going to give me, what, 13 halves is B, okay? That would be hard to see. So when you write your equation, because it wants it in slope-intercept form, your slope-intercept, you only have to plug in these two values for your final answer. So do you remember your slope? We found that at the very beginning. There's your slope, negative 3 halves. So I'm going to come in here, I'm going to write negative 3 halves, x, there's always an x, and then my b is 13 halves. So there it is in slope-intercept form. Okay, now number 9, so that right there is the answer to number 8. Okay, number 9 wants the standard form. So do you remember standard form? It says to get your x and y on one side. Since this is negative, I'm going to move him to the other side, which is going to make him positive. So it's going to be this, 3 halves x plus y, had to peek real quick, equals 13 halves. Okay, since there's a fraction, notice the denominator right here is 2, so I'm going to multiply everything by 2. That makes the denominator disappear. So I'm going to have a 3x. You multiply this guy by 2, and it becomes 2y. You multiply this by 2, 2's disappear, equals 13. So that is your answer to number 10. Okay? Now, if you're going to graph this line, no problem. If I'm going to graph it, honestly, plot those 2 points they gave you at the very beginning, draw a line through it. There you go. That's the easy part. Okay? Good luck.